Hello guys, this is Sapphire Yame with a review of episode 21 of Reign titled Long Live the King. Buoyed by Francis' successful taking of Calais and the Queen of England's death, Henry wants to invade England immediately despite their forces being depleted. Catherine and Mary plot to poison Henry but call it off when Francis successfully convinces Henry to delay. Henry decides that Francis is unsuited for a conquest and must be killed so that Henry can wed Mary himself. While searching the woods for the darkness, Bash rescues a boy named Pascal, not realizing he is the son of the pagan priest Bash killed months earlier. Kenna cares for Pascal while Bash and Nostradamus head into the mountains to search for the darkness. Lola learns that Julian is actually Remy, the real Lord Julian's personal secretary, and took his identity when Julian died in an accident. Remy's ruse is revealed by Julian's uncle, Bartos, whom Lola accidentally kills when Bartos attacks Remy. Lola and Remy burn down the house with Bartos' body in it to make it look like Julian died, so that Remy can escape and Lola can return as a widow to court. So, all this happens in one episode, what you be like, wait, what did I just see happen? Like, what? Alright, so the situation of Catherine and Mary coming together to kill Henry. Obviously, they have learned that, obviously we know Henry madness is not getting any better. And they cannot have him in this, they cannot have a king in this state ruling over an entire country, right? So they're like, okay, we're gonna get together and we're gonna kill him, and they decide to kill him at mass since Catherine can poison the mash. The little cracker thingies. Yeah, they're gonna put poison in there so he can eat them, and it will be suspected or something. And so if they do that, Francis becomes king. Mary automatically will become queen. Catherine will become a widow. All right. So that's their plan, and they kind of want Francis in it because he's like Francis had this talk with his dad, which to his dad explained to him how his father was. His father, I think he said, had got captured and offered his own. Something was about to happen. He offered his own sons as hostages. And so you could kind of see with that childhood, with that kind of childhood, you could see kind of why Henry is kind of the way he is, It's, But then you kind of see how his madness does slip in again when he talks about he's in the room, his war room, and deciding to kill his own son Francis and marry his wife. I'm like, okay, we don't need no King Henry the Eighth thing going up in here. We don't need this. We don't need this no Henry the Eighth thing. Okay, what is with King's name Henry and his idea of death? Like seriously, woo. All right. So that's all for that situation. For Bash, Kenna wants to leave court, which is obvious. Bash wants to get rid of this darkness, right? And we sort of see Kenna and this boy Pascal. You sort of see her motherly instincts. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm like, okay, then maybe Bash should get Kenna pregnant so she can have a little kid to take care of. I'm like, obviously, she has the instincts of mother instincts. Maybe Bash and Kenna should work on getting a little baby, but I'm just saying, get a little butt in the oven, a little Bash Junior or something, a little Bash Junior. I think that'd be cute. As for Lola, I feel so bad for her character. She gets knocked up by Francis, and she doesn't want to stay at court because if they find out that Francis got her knocked up, then she gonna automatically be his official mistress, which she does not want that title to her name because it's not a good title. You're a mistress. That's not a good title to have. It's like it's like literally like people when they say mistress, what that means is you're officially the king's hoe. That's what that means. You're his side chick, his dime piece. That's what you is. Okay. No woman wants to be that ever in life. No woman wants to be that. Well, maybe you do have some women that want to be that, but in this, you don't want to be that, right? So when she gets knocked up, she gets married. She was already suspicious of this guy when he kept, asking for her dowry. She was already freaking suspicious of him already. Even I was suspicious. Like then he was talking about the previous women died in childbirth or just mysteriously died. That sounded suspicious. So I'm like, okay, maybe he killed these women for their money, right? And ran off. You know what I'm saying? So then we find out he's not even Lord Julian. He's the secretary. I was like, oh, I knew he could not be trusted. What? Oh, he could not be trusted. But he loves Lola, so then it's like, oh my god, I like you because you like Lola, you love her for her. You know what I'm saying? But then you're lying. Like, oh, I'm supposed to get over that. You're lying. You're lying to people. So things get. So when the uncle comes around, the lie they had going on was good until he went to clasp the man in a manly embrace, and the uncle notices that Remy is wearing Julian's signature ring. And then it all comes apart when the servant comes in and says, and the uncle asks, well, where's Lord Julian? He's like, sir, he's right there. This is his wife. So then when when the uncle tries to kill Remy, Lola pushes him and he trips over like this. It looks like it's near a fireplace. So he tripped over something near the fireplace and he ends up impaling his head on like this metal piece that's sticking out. So Lola killed this dude by accident. It was pretty much an accident. So they burn the house down. So it makes it like, Julian died in this house along with his uncle, right? Because not like they had forensic back then. So he's on the run, and Lola is about to return to court as a widow. I'm not sure how widows get treated in terms of like money and everything, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. So I think I covered every character that happened. Yep, that's it. So this show, this is you gotta love the life of royals, like for real though. And so next Thursday is the season finale. It's titled Slaughter of Innocents, and judging from what I see of the previews, we have a jousting event going on. And I didn't check my history facts, but according to what I've read on Twitter and stuff, I'm guessing they know their history, is that King Henry dies in a jousting accident. So hopefully this is what happens in this episode. So if he does die, that means in this episode, in the season finale, Francis is about to become king. And if Francis becomes king, we all know that he does not. I think he does not live long. I'm going to double check all my history, all my France history. If he does, because Nostradamus still had a vision that Francis is not going to survive. I think a year or 2 years of their marriage of his marriage to Mary. So if that does happen, my question is, if Francis does not eventually dies, who will marry Mary next? That sounds weird. Who will marry Mary next? Because she can't marry the two young boys because they're like kids. But the question is, if she does, if Francis does die, will they make Bash? Will they legitimize Bash so he could be the Fawn of France? And if so, will Mary marry him? Well, technically they can't because he's married to Kenna. Crap. That ruined my whole logic. Oh well. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe for Rain, and I'll see you guys next Thursday for the season finale, Slaughter of Innocents. Even though King Henry, I hope it's not a reference to King Henry because technically he's not really innocent. You know what I'm saying? Comment, rate, subscribe again. Bye.